If you are a note taker, this is the time where you would want to take notes, because I'm going to click through each step, which is what you're going to need to do when we go into the breakout rooms. So again, if you're a Post-it note taker, if you are a journal note taker, now is the time, okay? Okay, so here we go. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to click on reporting. Then I'm going to come down and I'm going to come to my screening to, and let me just make this a little bit smaller. My screening to intervention. You guys can see my screen, correct? Yes. Okay.
Yes.
My screening to intervention report, and I can choose either reading or math. So for this example, I'm going to do reading. Once I've done that, I'm going to click generate report. Now, once I've generated the report, your guys's will automatically default to fall. Mine says spring, so I'm going to go into fall. Then you'll see here that it does the whole group recommendation, and I'm going to click go to plan. So if you're taking notes, the next step is go to plan. Once I've gone to the plan, you'll see that it shows me the plan. It defaults at that. I'm going to scroll down till I get to recommendation 2 and the table. So scroll down till you get to the table. Now there's I definitely think that you should look through this entire plan, and you might want to scroll all the way to the bottom. So to this blue link where it says print a copy of this plan, and then you can print your plan from there. So I'm going to go ahead and click on it. And that table that we saw is the same table that's right here. Okay, so that first table that we saw, let me go back to it so you can see it. So this table right here is the same as this table right here. Okay, so now remember I said they weren't linked. So here's what you're going to do next. So you're going to go back to your tab. So we're here, right? And now I'm going to go back to training and resources. So go back to training and resources. Once I'm in training and resources, you'll see up here, it says instruction and intervention. I'm going to click there, and that will scroll me down. Okay, now once I'm in the instruction and intervention, this first section are those instructional plans. I don't want to go back there because that's where I just was. I'm going to scroll a little bit further and you'll see that it says reading interventions and it says math interventions. So I'm going to go back to my plan because I need to see which domain my interventions are under. So here I go back to my plan and I see that I'm going to be finding my interventions in phonemic awareness, phonics, and fluency. So I'm going to start with the first one, phonemic awareness. It's onset, rhymes, sequence. Actually, I'm going to start with the second one because that one has a little extra detail to it. I'm going to look at phonics and word boxes. Okay, so now I'm going to go back. I'm going to go into phonics because that's a skill. So I'm going to go into the skill area, phonics. And now on the left-hand side here, I'm looking for the intervention that says word boxes. And there it is. Now, once I'm in word boxes, remember that today we are focusing on whole group instruction. So again, if you're taking notes, the next step is you're going to click on whole group instruction. Okay, so now this plan is my whole group instruction plan. The most important thing here, it's not long, you'll see it's very short, is you're going to have two links, the group guide and your resources. So I'm going to click on this group guide. And again, Edgardo went over all of this. So this is your guide, your lesson plan. It gives you all the information, your objective, the duration, the level, the goals, the materials you're going to need. And then on the last page, it scripts out for you what the intervention is. So today you will learn how, that sounds kind of familiar, right? Today we will learn about, today I will teach you. So that is how we get to this. Now, that was quite a few steps, right? That was a lot of clicks. And now you have to do that for quite a few different interventions. So your toe says decided we were going to make it a little bit easier. So Edgardo and I, we worked on creating a table that you will see all of the information is linked in there for every intervention. So you'll see, for instance, let's go back to that same plan. So 0.2, remember there were 3 different interventions. So we had our onset rhymes intervention, we had our word boxes, and we had our sight word flashcards, right? Let me click back on the intervention. Those were our 3. Okay, so in the table, you will find those there, and they are linked. So for instance, if I click on this onset sounds, they are linked to the guides. Okay, now here's my disclaimer with this. The reason why we showed you the long way and didn't just share the table first is because as the program makes updates, these links might not necessarily show those updates. So it's important that you know how to access the through the actual dashboard. But for now, for the sake of as you're learning and the whole process, we thought that this would help to sort of facilitate that and save you some clicks. You'll notice that there is a short description of each of these interventions. So we went through, we read each intervention and added a description. So this will give you sort of like a quick summary as to what the intervention is going to be doing. And then also, there are some virtual resources that are available for some of these. You'll see they say PowerPoints, and these are linked in here as well. Okay. All right. So now moving into our next section. So we went through our live navigation.
Megan, may I add something too before you move on? Just to, yeah, thank you. Just to, ask teachers that, you make sure that when you are, accessing or interacting with that table, make sure you're logged into FastBridge, that way, otherwise the links will not work if you don't have, the dashboard, for FastBridge open. So that is that.